Tell me when.
After.
All right, we'll I'll call the meeting to order for a work session. All righty. Thank everyone for coming out tonight. And but we're in a work session here. We'll be talking, item number one is talking about adding a crisis response team member as a county employee. So they come out this past week and met, and so the guy that's with Your Haven is with the team, with the sheriff's office. They've asked if he could be added to be a full county employee. So by saying that, he would be just like the sheriff's office. We have the funds through OPIA. It would pay for it all. It wouldn't be.
Does that cover his retirement, though? Does that cover his retirement and benefits?
It covers everything.
The opioid money does?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How
We
long?
have a separate budget for the opioid fund that already has that for the deputy that's a member.
Okay.
The deputy is currently with the sheriff's office now.
Yes.
And then I think we have an additional with the Your Haven, correct?
Yes, that's the one that they're
That's the
asking
one
to
that we're
make him
adding.
a county employee, but he wouldn't be the sheriff's
Yeah,
department.
yeah, it'll
He would
be us.
In this
The
separate.
one that's through Your Haven.
Yes,
Okay.
See, the one that goes out
Yeah.
to, and they decide that if somebody needs help, that they give them the help they need instead of locking them up.
Yeah, so you'll have an officer that'll come plus the Your Haven crisis response.
I guess my only question posed to the board is, in what way does this benefit the county other than just continuing to contract it out?
But the opiate money pays for it all.
Well, no, I get that, but,
Okay.
I mean, I still feel like we're,
It's gonna pay his, he's gonna end up with being able to get insurance and the benefits from being an employee.
yeah.
it would help them keep a dependable employee, to be able to give them the same benefits as their partner.
I just don't want to put us in a situation where this opioid money runs out in 5 years and now we've got a county employee that we're adding to
The
the books.
opioid money will be coming in for about 17 more years.
Okay, all right.
So, and we get over 400, around 400,000 a year.
Okay.
So, and it is one of the.
Are we going to continue to get 400,000 a year for 17 years?
Yes.
I mean, that's not something that, it's going to phase out and then year 17 we're
No,
getting,
they've
50
got
grand.
long-term that they say these different, and as different companies settle, we end up having to go in and say, yes, we want to opt into that too, and we'll get a little bit, we get it from 7 or 8 different, settlements
I
now.
believe, yeah, it's all through the pharmaceutical.
Yeah, it's a Sackler settlement.
But, but anyway, they come. We wanted to bring this to y'all tonight during the work session, and if everybody's good with it, we'll add it. We've put it on the agenda for our called meeting.
And he will be a full-time employee for Your Haven,
For the county.
County.
for the county.
Big
But
county.
he'll be there
Yes.
Yes.
with them.
Yes.
Right.
How's he paid now? For Your Haven?
He's paid through Your Haven, and the county reimburses Your Haven.
Yes, it's
But
the
they do
agreement that we
not-
come up with last year, I believe.
Right.
And come up with the funding for that. And plus the officer also.
Yes.
Okay.
And they just felt like being able to offer someone benefits, they're gonna be more likely to keep a more stable, responsible person.
Well, they then to come have all the benefits that other county employees have. Can they be on workers' comp?
Mm-hmm.
If they're a county
They will be a
employee,
county
they will.
employee.
Can we
Right,
not,
they-
let me ask this, can we not pay Your Haven to pay them? In other words, we let them pay it through Your Haven instead of it coming directly out of,
I mean, that's what we do now, is we reimburse Your Haven for what
Strictly
they-
their
but
salary.
just the salary, we don't cover the benefits and stuff.
Your Haven is small and they do not have benefits.
okay.
They don't have insurance and benefits. So basically, the only thing that the county would be responsible, but will the opioid fund still pay those benefits? That's my question.
Oh, if you went out on workers' comp, would opioid money pay it?
No.
No, it's gonna be only workers' comp.
It's my understanding that we can pay an employee that works to help alleviate the opioid crisis. That is one of the legitimate uses of the money.
But will it pay,
It ain't gonna cover the workers' comp, though. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I think that's Commissioner Tarpley's question is, this guy gets in a accident on his way, and it's gonna be covered under comp, then that's the county's comp insurance that gets billed. That's not opioid funds paying him out. That's the county on the
No, I
dime.
mean, we would bill out their premium portion, we could do that, but no, I mean, if you have a workers' comp claim, then yes, it could potentially, raise your premiums next year.
I mean, is this an issue that they're having over there? I guess, I mean, are they about to lose an employee because of this, or?
I think they've had
didn't
trouble
take that.
finding someone, and they've got a young man now that's doing a good job for them, and is good with the people, is my understanding of the situation.
Okay.
But everything I've heard from them is it is making a difference. And, so I was really impressed with the whole setup of what they're doing, and 'cause the key thing is who they deal with goes to rehab and, to make a difference in their life. Any other questions on this? And, does everybody agree to put it on the call meeting? Okay. All right. Item number 2, the city of Tallapoosa, Philip Hitson, the manager, called. They do not have a inspector right now So, and they've called and asked for some assistance, I took what he said, the mayor's here tonight, for a couple months or so until they can get someone hired or move forward. And I talked with Terry today, Floyd, our inspector, about helping out, and he did say he's good. I mean, and there has been Avery you got an agreement in place, and you've looked over, and they would pay for all the expense, the city would.
Well, I thought we were doing a 60/40. It looked like the city was gonna reimburse us for 60%, not the full. That was gonna be one of the questions that I had for Avery.
Yes, the way it's set up is 60/30 in the agreement, but we can do it however, the county wants to do it. That's just the proposal.
So, but anyway, they've asked for that assistance until they get something in place, someone hired, because they got some stuff that needs looking at pretty quick.
Mayor, could you come up here?
Sorry.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, yes, our inspector has some issues and has been out for a minute and is expected to be out. And we're reaching out for a little help for inspections, and I appreciate y'all considering this. It may even lead into some long-term stuff. But we've seen the agreement. Our attorney has approved for us to sign your agreement, but if we need to make some adjustments from there, that's fine too.
So tonight with their attorney, it's gonna have to make some adjustments and get it back to Avery, our attorney.
I was just curious if it was gonna be 100% reimbursement or 60%.
I don't-
And it's not a reimbursement, so the way it is they charge fees for the permits, and the county we'll get 60% of those fees,
enough.
and they get 40% of those
Okay.
fees. So
You'll get 60%
it's just
of
kind
our
of a,
fee, the way I
Got it,
understand
okay, I understand.
How much are those fees?
because they still have administrative things
That they
they'll
have
do
to pay
on
for,
us.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Your fee.
Just wanted.
No, let's be serious about it. I come in there, I'm gonna build a house.
To be honest with you, I do not know.
Well,
sir.
it depends, Mayor. I have to say, it really depends on what you're talking about. 60%, of a few $100 for our man to go down there in RV, and that ain't worth it. And then I read in here that we agree to waive the fees for plan review inspections for any applicants that the city of Tallapoosa waives. Well, that ain't right to us.
Okay.
We got a lot going on in this county, and I haven't spoken with Terry, I just have seen this agreement. But,
And just
I know
so,
that Bremen also has the same problem that you're having, and they are actively seeking, someone to fill in their inspections as well. But, there's no drop dead date in here. You say for a little while, well, a little while, we'll forget about it and it'll be a year from now. I'm just not, I really got issues with this tonight, especially when it comes to voting on it, when I have some really big concerns about the process of it.
Commissioner Tarpley, if we were to put some language in there, putting just contracting for 4 months to follow up in 4 months, would that ease your mind a
Still
little
wanna
bit?
know what kind of money are we talking about
Yeah,
for
Commissioner, I agree with
Terry
you.
to go out and do an
Myself just saw
inspection?
this agreement yesterday afternoon myself.
Do what, sir?
I agree. I just saw this agreement yesterday afternoon myself, and I know it's a high level because it was a temporary agreement. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what our fees are. But if your fee is gonna be a certain amount, we'll pay it because we're in a bind. So if you charge 50 cents on a square foot, we'll pay you the 50 cents per square foot, whatever it takes to get
Well,
us out of this bind.
I don't think we need to vote on, I personally would like to see it, not voted on tonight till all four of us have a chance to further investigate. Seems like everybody's getting a copy of this today.
Mayor, how much of a bind is it gonna put you in if we wait 2 weeks?
I've got inspections going on right now, but we can probably reach out and get a temporary, somebody in to cover us for a minute.
Could we do this for could we do this for 2 weeks to allow Tallapoosa to use it and then agree that we would address this at the next meeting, just so that Terry could, so that the city's not put behind for the next 2 weeks with all the inspections they've got, and then we can put this back on the agenda to address?
Y'all got residential inspections or commercial inspections?
Residential, as far as I know.
Yeah, I know the house just
Terry
below me
do
closed,
in-
so.
Commercial, industrial?
Sir?
Does Terry do industrial inspections?
Sitting here.
Yes, he does all inspections for the
Oh,
county.
you do industrial as well? I didn't see you, Terry, I'm sorry. I don't blame you.
I don't blame you at all.
I know, the manager did call me today, said they were gonna have to send this back to their attorney. And, I said, well, we would discuss it, and
I
then,
just received it right before I got
Yeah.
here. We have approval to sign that agreement.
Could we,
I would like to, because if we was in this bind, I would hope that they would
City
help
would-
us
yeah,
out. So I would ask that we could, put a 2-week agreement. That way, we
At
got time to
100%.
look at it.
At 100%.
at 100% for
At 100%
2
for
weeks?
2 weeks, that way they can get ahead and they don't fall behind because we might need help in the future.
We're all in the same county.
Yeah.
And that way, we can really get a more bearing of what we got to look at
Thank you, sir.
for you and us.
Just don't,
And
Terry,
I'm in
how's
favor
your
of
time,
looking at
sir?
a permanent deal somehow.
Yeah, I have no
Oh,
problem.
yeah,
I want y'all to be taken care of for the next 2.5 weeks till we get back in here.
yes.
I'd like to hear Terry's input too, but, I don't want,
I agree with the mayor, saying that we're all the same county,
yes, sir.
and that if the board, I mean, you do need to have time to consider all the liabilities. And I feel like if we can do 100%,
Yes, sir.
and me go in there and make sure they get a good product. It'll just better the county. I'll look after the liabilities on on the county's part. I'd like to ensure the safety of the public. And we'll try and catch them up.
Yep.
And even if I have to go out on Saturday, and if I can communicate with the people, making some calls, I think we can give you time to figure out all the
Ins and outs that we
ins and
gotta do.
outs.
Okay.
And I respect, you having to, there's so many little variables in there that you have. It may cost more for vehicle, it may cost more for me if I have to work later. You know, so if you cover your ins and outs, I feel like that we can make it work. But I do see a lot of, I go to Tallapoosa, through Tallapoosa home, and I do see people adding on to their homes. There's quite a few. And I do commercial and all of it, so
Okay.
I'm not afraid of it, so.
Let's take a look. Okay.
Commissioner Tarpley, would you be okay with putting well, I don't know if it'd be exactly 2 weeks, 20 days, whatever it is, till our next meeting, and just give them till, we just put this agreement through the day after our meeting so that we have time to.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do that.
That way they don't get behind.
And we'll
Mayor, is that fair to
revisit
you?
it at our-
Fair to me, and it's something to think about as a long-time clerk.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
he's doing inspection, that also gives the county information to go to tax assessors and such that you may not get if it just goes straight through Tallapoosa.
Sounds fair. Avery, if we could make that amendment, just do it for a stopgap for 2.5 weeks.
Yep, sounds good.
That sounds good?
Thank you very much.
All righty.
You wanna add the, talk about the vehicles?
Yeah,
Before we.
everybody is aware, but, so, adding another item, talking about the vehicles, roads in the chairman's office here, y'all we've talked about 2 vehicles, and, we got the prices in, on getting the prices. Commissioner Ellsbury here helped out on that, and, but our 2 prices, for a F-250, that would be a fuel truck for the road department and going out and taking care of all of, so they don't have to come back and forth and get fuel, and, that price would be $56,484. And then an Explorer would be the price of $39,560, would be, being the lowest price.
What's the Explorer for?
I would be driving that, and the truck, I would go to the wreck where they get the vehicle.
Yeah, we'll move
This-
give Mike a vehicle.
Yeah, this go to the rec department, the truck would, being very,
Yeah,
that's, with,
and the truck was how much? 40.
or the truck was,
The road department truck. was
truck is
Road,
56,
250 surface body.
484,
Uh-huh. But the
and then the
150. No, there's no 150.
No, we don't have a 150.
Explorer, your
the
Explorer.
Explorer would be a 39,560.
Okay.
And
Are we talking any more about the, not now? Okay, just those 2.
just up to,
All right.
anybody else got any questions on that?
I do have one thing I'd like to add
Okay.
also
Go
on,
ahead.
and I don't know if we can we have an executive session or a work session?
We can.
I need to have a short one on personnel, but it'd be very short. And we can get back in here and do our,
Special call.
special call meeting.
Okay.
And it's referring to employees.
And we ain't got a vote to come out of it on work work sessions.
All right. We'll go over to the office, or
All right.